What is up, ladies and genitals? Four Eyes in here coming through with a brand new video. In today's video, I'll be going over what I think is the best kill streaks to use in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022. I will be rating them from 1 through 10, with 10 being the highest possible score. My ranking of the kill streak / score streaks will take into account on how useful the streak is, how game-changing it can be, is the streak even worth using, is it easy or difficult to acquire, counters and weaknesses of each streak, and overall effectiveness. Like all of my tier list videos, these are just my opinions, so let me know how you would rank them below in the comment section. Starting off with the UAV, I rank this a 9.5 out of 10. The UAV is a staple of the Call of Duty franchise. You can earn one after acquiring 4 kills or 500 score. What it does is it reveals your enemy's position while it sweeps your radar or minimap, pinging a red dot to give you a visual representation. Arrows will also appear around the dot, signaling to you if the enemy is a floor above you or below you. If you have played past Call of Duties, you should be familiar with this streak. The reason why I rate it so high here in Modern Warfare 2 is because the minimap has been indirectly nerfed. In MW2 and Modern Warfare 2019, firing a unsuppressed weapon will still keep an enemy hidden from the minimap. The minimap is a great tool to gain more information. It not only helps you out but your entire team. I find myself winning a lot more games when I have the UAV equipped. Even though it's considered to be a non-lethal kill streak, it does have a few weaknesses and counters, like the counter UAV, which is another streak, as well as the perk Ghost. However, Ghost does take a while to acquire since it is an ultimate perk, so UAVs will reveal enemies who have yet to acquire Ghost in the beginning of matches. Lastly, it can be taken out fairly quickly with one rocket. Everyone loves a player who rocks the UAV because you are the true MVP. Moving on to the next streak, which is the bomb drone, I rank this at 8.5 out of 10. The streak can also be acquired after getting 4 kills or 500 score. To me, this is Infinity Ward's version of Treyarch's RCXD. The only difference is you are now piloting a mini drone with a bomb attached to it compared to a RC car. The requirements to achieve this powerful kill streak is actually quite surprising, because if used properly, you could find yourself almost getting a kill or multiple kills with the drone, and you only need 4 kills or 500 score. It also can be piloted at a decent speed where it's not too fast or too slow, and you can enable a thermal mode for opponents hiding in hard to find areas as long as they don't have cold-blooded. It does have a weakness, like that it's easily shot down if spotted, so practice your dogfighting skills, as well as when you use the bomb drone, it takes you out of combat, forcing you to find a safe place to use it. However, I think this is a great streak to use, especially because of the requirements to acquire one. Next up is another streak returning, which is the counter UAV, which can be acquired at 5 kills or 625 score. The name is pretty explanatory. What it does is it counters a UAV by jamming the minimap. I rank this a 9 out of 10. It's a powerful streak, especially because of the UAV spam. It also counters a advanced UAV if you're unfortunate enough to get one dropped on you. The reason why it's not ranked higher despite countering the most popular and meta streak being the UAV is because it's a lot easier to shoot down in Modern Warfare 2. You don't even need to use a rocket launcher, you can shoot it down with your assault rifle or pistol. That is its biggest weakness. However, it is a very useful streak to prevent your enemies from pinpointing your location. Moving on, we have the cluster mine, which can be acquired at 5 kills or 625 score. If you remember the IMS from Modern Warfare 3, that's what the cluster mine reminds me of. Once the mine is set, if an enemy is detected within its radius, it will send up one of the 4 mines. I rate this score streak a 7 out of 10. In my opinion, it's very good for camping and blocking popular routes, but it's all dependent on your enemies. What if your enemies don't move, resulting into no one running across your mine, or if they spot it and chuck a nade? Maybe your enemies are camping doing a long shot challenge, then it makes the cluster mine useless. Making its return here in Modern Warfare 2, we have the care package, which can be acquired at 5 kills or 625 score. I rate it a 7 out of 10. You drop a marker on the location you want, then a helicopter will drop you a care package with a random streak. It can range from anything. It could just be the easiest streak to get like the UAV, or the hardest streak like the Juggernaut. The care package has too many downsides for me to rank it higher. A major weakness is you have to wait to receive a random streak, and it's also not guaranteed for you to receive the streak because it can get stolen from you by enemies and your own teammate. Overall, there's too much randomness and inconsistencies with the care package to rank it higher. However, it's a very fun streak to use. Another returning streak is the Precision Airstrike, which can be acquired at 6 kills or 750 score, which I rate at 8 out of 10. You mark a spot, and after a few seconds an airstrike will be commanded to bomb the set location. It would have been ranked higher, but there are other streaks in the 6 kill range or 750 score category that are just more potent and more effective. In my opinion, its best use is to demolish an area with a large amount of opponents. There's honestly just other streaks that can do the same thing but much better. However, the streak doesn't take too long to activate compared to some of the other ones, so you can get back into the battlefield a lot quicker. One of my favorite returning streaks is the Tom Cruise missile or Predator missile, which can also be acquired at 6 kills or 750 score. I rank this at 8.5 out of 10. You get to control a missile to destroy your enemies or their kill streaks. The cruise missile is just so consistent. I always find myself getting at least a kill, if not more. It's been rare for me to not get a kill. That is how good this streak is. I think its major weakness is it takes you out of combat, resulting into deaths if you can't find a good enough hiding spot. All in all, I highly recommend using the Tom Cruise missile because it's highly reliable. The last streak in the 6 kill or 750 score category is going to be the Mortar Strike, which I also rate a 8.5 out of 10. You point a laser at a location where you want a barrage of mortars to land for a few seconds. This hailstorm of bombs is great for warding off enemies that are trying to hop on objectives like flags, hardpoint hills, bomb sites, and more. It's also a great streak to pressure enemies with low health or opponents that have poor positioning. The Mortar Strike is easy to use, just point and click. The strike also lasts quite a long time, and there aren't any real counters to the streak. The only counter to the Mortar Strike is to look up at your minimap and avoid the area of the Mortar Strike barrage entirely. Moving on to the next streak on the list, it's going to be the Sentry gun, which is acquired at 7 kills or 875 score. With this streak, you get to place a Sentry gun in a allowed area, which will target enemies within its field of view. I rate this at 8 out of 10. It's very good at holding down high traffic sightlines, preferably maps with less clutter. However, it has two main weaknesses, which is that it's easily destroyed by explosive and it's hard countered by the perk Cold-Blooded. The lack of mobility makes it an easy target, but if your enemies are clueless on how to counter the Sentry gun, it can put massive amounts of work in. Up next, we have the SAE, which can also be acquired at 7 kills or 875 score. The SAE allows you to mark 3 zones to call in an airstrike. If you're familiar with kill streaks like the lightning strike or artillery strike from past Call of Duties, the SAE is identical. I rate this streak a 8.5 out of 10. This is one streak that is almost impossible to shoot down. It's very hard to counter SAE because even if you have Cold-Blooded equipped, you can still find yourself getting killed by this streak. The best way to avoid a SAE is to be aware when one is being called in and to find cover inside of a building. Moving on to the next streak, we have the VTOL jet or Harrier strike, which can be acquired at 8 kills or 1000 score. In my opinion, the VTOL jet is a 10 out of 10 streak. This streak is crazy broken. You get to call in an airstrike, then have a VTOL jet act as a Overwatch HELO. I find this streak very rewarding because it's just so damn effective. In its first phase, the airstrike can wipe an entire team, and in the second phase, it can harass players to the point of them rage quitting. One VTOL jet has single-handedly carried my team and I to a comeback victory. You can also somewhat control the VTOL jet by having it follow you to defend your general area. The VTOL is very annoying to play against because it can also tank at least one rocket due to it having flares. Like most streaks on this list, its main counter is cold-blooded and LMGs with the armor-piercing rounds. I don't recommend shooting it down with rockets unless its flares are all used up. However, the VTOL jet is just so good, I highly recommend you use the streak because it's truly deserving of a 10 out of 10 rating. Another fantastic streak in the 8 kill or 1000 score category is the Overwatch HELO, which I rate a 9 out of 10. Once you call it in, it will pinpoint enemies' locations while raining an endless amount of bullets from the sky. Similar to the VTOL jet, the Overwatch HELO can also at least tank one rocket, making it durable and annoying to deal with without the perk cold-blooded. This streak is amazing. If you just want to call in your streak and run and gun around the map, you don't need to worry about how you're going to use the streak at all. Just call it in and continue on your day. As good as the VTOL jet is, there are still some games where I will actually equip the Overwatch HELO over the VTOL jet. A returning streak from Modern Warfare 2019 is the Wheelson, which can be acquired after getting 8 kills or 1000 score. I rate this a 7.5 out of 10. You can remotely control the Wheelson driving around a moving cannon. The Wheelson takes skill to maneuver. In small maps like Shipment, it can wreak havoc. Even enemies with cold-blooded equipped aren't safe. However, the Wheelson in Modern Warfare 2 is significantly less bulky. One RPG rocket is all it takes to get rid of this thing. That is its biggest weakness. If it was tankier, I would have ranked this a lot higher because it has the potential to be one of the stronger streaks. The Stealth Bomber also returns, being able to be acquired at 10 kills or 1250 score. I rate this a 7.5 out of 10. This streak allows you to place a bomb strike vertically or horizontally that spans the size of a whole map. It is very difficult to find a map that the Stealth Bomber cannot entirely cover. The reason why it's ranked so low is because your enemies have to be within the area of effect. What makes it difficult is without help from a UAV, you're going to have to make a godlike reading of the map when deciding where to place the airstrike, which is why it's more useful in game modes with more players. In 6v6, I think there are better options like the VTOL jet, Overwatch HELO, and even the Sentry gun, because best case scenario, you wipe an entire team, then you only get like 6 kills, compared to some of the other streaks that last a lot longer, which can potentially get you more kills in the long run. Next up is the Chopper Gunner, which can be also acquired at 10 kills or 1250 score. I rate the streak a 10 out of 10. The lethality of this streak is completely devastating. You get to fire an endless barrage of bullets from the sky. You can switch into thermal vision for enemies that are trying to hide in areas that are hard to spot. Even enemies with cold-blooded aren't safe because if you spot them running, you can still target them to get a kill. The Chopper Gunner also has access to 8 rockets, so use them wisely. A major reason why I rate it so high is because you can actually pilot the Chopper Gunner, so you can move around the map if the spawns flip. The main weakness of the Chopper Gunner is it's not very durable. If an enemy team targets it correctly, it can be taken out relatively quickly. However, the Chopper Gunner can eliminate enemies even faster. The final 10 kill or 1250 score streak in this category is the Emergency AIRDROP. I rate it a 7 out of 10. It's basically the care package streak multiplied by 3, so you get to call in 3 separate care packages. In the past, emergency airdrops used to be 4 care packages, so they have nerfed it here in Modern Warfare 2, which would have increased its rating. It still has the same problem as the regular care package. There is just too many variables with this streak. Will your enemy or teammate steal it? Will you get a good streak? It's a game-changing streak, but at the same time it could be worthless, which is why I rate it a low ranking. Moving on to my favorite streak in Call of Duty history, we have the GUNSHIP or the AC-130. It can be acquired at 12 kills or 1500 score. I rate this a 10 out of 10. The GUNSHIP is so satisfying to use. It really feels like a ultimate kill streak because of the destruction it brings. Apart from its massive firepower, it's also very durable. It can tank multiple shots from launchers and armor-piercing rounds. Cold-blooded is a soft counter to the streak, but if you look hard enough, you can spot people thinking they are safe from your eyes up above. The AC-130 is so good that I'm surprised that this isn't a final streak. Its only real counter are maps with a lot of buildings to hide in. If we ever see a Wasteland map remastered, this is the streak that everyone should use. The other streak in the 12 kills or 1500 score category is the advanced UAV, which I rank at 8.5 out of 10. What the streak does is it reveals your enemies on the minimap in real time, showing you where your opponents are moving and what direction they are facing. The advanced UAV is very helpful to the team's success. This is the best streak to help you in getting a nuke. The reason why I didn't rate it higher is because there are some glaring weaknesses. For example, it's hard countered by the counter UAV and soft countered by Ghost. When Ghost is active while an advanced UAV is in the air, it reveals the enemy as a dot like a standard UAV. Another downside that I hate with advanced UAVs is there is no longer an indicator on what floor level your enemies are on. Finally, the last streak we are going to cover is the Juggernaut, which can be acquired at 15 kills or 1875 score. I rate this a 7.5 out of 10. You get to call in a Juggernaut suit that you can equip, allowing you to run around slowly mowing down your enemies using a minigun with infinite ammo. The Juggernaut is incredibly tanky with the ability to withstand numerous amount of bullets and explosives. It is a godlike streak on small maps, but honestly I think there are streaks that are just better overall, which is why the Juggernaut's rating isn't that high. There are major weaknesses like having to call it in like a care package. Your position is also revealed on the map. You run very loudly and extremely slow. Avoiding a Juggernaut is very easy. Lastly, you're stuck in the Juggernaut suit until you die. For the amount of work required to get a streak like the Juggernaut, I highly recommend you look somewhere else like the AC-130, Chopper Gunner, or even VTOL Jet. That is how I would rank every single kill streak or score streak in Modern Warfare 2. Let me know your opinion in the comment section below, and I will talk to you all next time.